The Fischl that Amy is, Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. It's your girl, Leah. What's up? I hope you guys are doing well. We're nearing the end of the Iceberg series, okay? There's one video left in the Iceberg, and then the video after that, I'm gonna do a wrap up with everything that you guys have left in the comments or talked about in the Discord. So if you haven't left a comment yet and you think I missed something, please leave a comment, tell me, send me a link, do whatever you gotta do, because I know there's definitely stuff I've missed. I've talked to you guys in the comments about it, and you guys have some really good input. So make sure you leave a comment down below. Make sure you like and subscribe as well while you're at it. Also, you can follow me on Twitch. I stream Tuesdays and Thursdays at 5 p.m. EST. I'm a Genshin Impact streamer, so the theme carries over there as well. And also make sure to join our Discord. We have a bunch of people talking about lore all the time. We recently celebrated the new launch. We were all like in a VC hanging out. It's a great time. So if you want some pals that play Genshin, make sure you join. It's the perfect place for you. But that's enough about me. Let's get into the 4th level of the Genshin Impact Iceberg. Another shout out to the creator of the Iceberg, Pawa. I linked the original Iceberg down below in every Iceberg video, so if you want to go check it out for yourself, make sure you go do that, and thank them for creating such a wonderful thing for us to break down. What did I call it? The deep sea. Starting off strong. Paimon is the 8th archon. Now listen. We've talked about Paimon is the unknown god. This is a pretty common theory. I feel like almost everyone who plays Genshin is someone in the Paimon thing too much about this. Literally everyone a lot. Okay, I feel like almost every level of this Iceberg, Paimon being something. Honestly, I just feel like it's the same thing over and over again, low key. Because even when I'm looking into this one, it's like there's the theory that the 8th archon is the god of time, and that's Paimon, which we talked about before. The theories are well known that Paimon is a god or something else. Make sure you check out our previous videos as well, because those I go into detail about those as well. But basically, there's just a theory that Paimon is a god in general, whether it's the unknown god, the god of time, a different god, a god in a smaller form that is waiting till it has its full power. There's another theory about Paimon, I think later on. So let me double check that. Hold on. No, there isn't. You can cut that. Just kidding. I was right. Our last theory in this will be also about Paimon that I think adds a little more nuance. But right now, it's just, for this one, it's just Paimon god or something. I don't know. The next theory on the Iceberg is that Dainsleif and Asmoday are siblings. I didn't know who Asmoday was at first, but apparently that's the given name to the unknown god. I don't know if that's confirmed or if that's, I feel like it's probably confirmed. The idea that they're siblings, I understand. I could see that. That would be very interesting to have that dynamic between us trying to save our sibling and maybe Dainsleif is trying to save his sibling. Maybe he is. He gives off very like weird, mysterious vibes as well. Some people think he's the second heir to the throne. And he tried to save his sister, but he lost. And they also theorize that maybe he lost his memories and that he wants us to defeat him because he knows that he's gonna end up just like her. I could see it happening that Dainsleif is much more powerful. I mean, we already know he's really powerful, but I could see there being a connection between the two. He obviously has ties to Lumine. Well, that's if you play Aether. He obviously has ties to our sibling. So I wonder if he has ties to that unknown god. And then this theory hypothesized that the endgame boss fight will be Dainsleif and Paimon, because they're carrying over that Paimon is apparently the unknown god. So they think it'll be Dainsleif and Paimon or the unknown god with all their power versus Aether and Lumine. Dude, that would be kind of epic. If it was like 2v2, I would really like to see that. It'd be very interesting. The thing is, I feel like we could get the final boss battle between the siblings and then also get this, because the game's obviously going to keep going after we find our sibling. Like, this game is one of those games that's like going to be played forever. You know what I mean? It's built that way. So I think they'll just keep building up on top of it. I don't think it'll ever like actually end. So I really like this theory. I think it's very possible that Dainsleif could be siblings with the unknown god. However, I also, part of me is like, I really don't think Paimon could be the unknown god if this theory is true, because don't you think he would like recognize her, or she would like recognize him? Unless there's evidence of them recognizing each other that I just haven't seen, but I feel like even if she's a small little magical being, I feel like you'd still be able to recognize her sister. You know what I mean? I feel like those theories can't coexist, but let me know if you agree or disagree down in the comments. I'd love to read what you have to say about this theory, because it's definitely really, really interesting. Another theory about Asmoday is the theory that Asmoday was actually Fischl. So when we talk about Fischl, it's not like actually the character Fischl. This is gonna get so complicated. We talked about Fischl in an earlier episode about her actually like basically reading a book, a novel, and just taking the name from that novel because Fischl's actual name is Amy. But that's the hypothesis, that the Fischl that Amy is, let me draw you a graph, all right? The Fischl that Amy is pretending to be is actually the unknown god, all right? I hope that made things like somewhat clear. So that's the theory. I could see, because it's like Princess Fischl, I could see that happening. I feel like I need to know more about Fischl before we can really truly deep dive into this, because I know about Fischl and who she is and who she pretends to be, but I want to know about the actual Fischl and also more about Fischl's history with this book. Is the original Fischl a real person, or is she just a fantasy character? That would be interesting to know. Like, I couldn't find a lot of evidence for this theory, but I think it's like really cool. I personally don't know if Fischl's gonna be that tied into the end game, to be honest. But who knows? Maybe we'll get more with Inazuma coming out. We'll learn about the Electro Archon. Maybe you'll learn more about Fischl. But right now, I would say this is an interesting theory. I would love to see something like this happen, but I don't know if I believe that Fischl is going to be that closely tied to the end game. Let me know what you guys think about this. I think it's really interesting. The next theory is that we are trying to save Asmoday and not her sibling. Again, a lot of Asmoday. If I'm pronouncing that wrong, I'm so sorry. The theory is that we're trying to save them and not our sibling. I could not find any evidence, like any like real broken down theories regarding this. This doesn't make sense to me. I feel like, why wouldn't we have been transparent with ourselves about trying to save them? Why would we have lied to Paimon if Paimon has like no knowledge of the situation? Like, I don't know why we would make up like whole lies, and I don't know why we would care about the unknown god, besides the fact that they took our sibling away from us. I don't really get this theory. It doesn't really make sense to me. Let me know if you guys have like a better explanation for it. I really couldn't find anything on it, and even like the more I thought about it, the more I just thought that it didn't really have a lot of facts behind it, or just I guess not facts, but like it didn't make sense to me is what I'm trying to say. It didn't make sense. So let me know if you guys have any input on this, because I was definitely kind of stumped on this one. Next up is that the original inhabitants of Teyvat were massacred. Now, I think this is kind of confirmed a little bit. I guess not massacred. I think it's kind of true in the sense of khaenriah. I don't think all of Teyvat. All of Teyvat seems a lot. The most I could really find is like referencing khaenriah. I mean, we already know that khaenriah was a group of people that were able to form their own place without a god. And from what we were told, the gods didn't like that. Still waiting to hear what the fuck happened there from Venti and Zhongli, but I guess Zhongli's never gonna tell us. Basically, I think that this could be mostly in reference to khaenriah. I guess they weren't massacred so much as turned into monsters, but then we massacre the monsters, so I guess they are massacred. But I wonder, is this referring to khaenriah, or is this referring to even before khaenriah? Because all I can really think of is all the stuff that went, hold on, let me yawn. Because all I can really think of is all the stuff that went on with khaenriah and how many people were just turned into monsters and then were killed after. Honestly, this theory like also just makes me realize that we don't know enough about the history of Teyvat, to be honest. Like, we know about like Mondstadt, but what are we gonna learn about is it a continent or is it a world? Like, someone let me know, because they use it interchangeably. But when are we gonna know more about this world in Genshin Impact? I wanna know, but let me know what you guys think. Next up is that Venti knows every song to ever exist. Okay, this is funny, but the theory I actually read on this was really like in depth and very well done. So let's talk about it. So this is a Tumblr post by the user Sweet As Sugar. This is what they had to say about Venti knowing the lyrics to every song. So they reference Venti's quote, which is, in quotes, "There is not a single song I do not know, whether it be past, present, or future." They're referencing this and they're saying that they basically can't stop thinking about it. And it seems like it's a throwaway line, but they feel like there's a lot more to it. Basically, their theory was that when heroes die, a lot of the time songs are written in their honor. So they literally said, and this is a quote, "Do you think Venti meets people and legit knows what's going to happen to them because he recognizes their name from a future homage and he's just internally like, oh, he knows they're gonna die, but of course he can't say that because, you know, he'd probably screw up the timeline. So he's his cheeky usual self, but so bittersweet because he knows it's only a matter of time." This is very interesting. I also am like, oh, that's just like a throwaway line. He's just kind of bragging. But if that's truly something that Venti can do, that's really, really sad. Also kind of cool because he like knows the current songs that are going on right now. So it's pretty epic. Why do I keep saying epic? Am I like 10? Anyways, I think that this is a really, really interesting theory. I can't tell if this is just a throwaway line or if it means more. That's the thing with Genshin. I feel like a lot of the times I'm like, are they saying this by accident? Like, is it just kind of like they're throwing it in there? But a lot of the times I don't think they're ever saying anything by accident. I feel like a lot of the times everything's purposeful. A song would definitely be written about the twins. So maybe he knows the future of the twins. All of that just because Venti knows every single song. Next up is that characters know the player isn't from this world. Now, I don't think every character knows this. Like, I don't think every character knows. I saw this and I was like, I guess that people don't know we're from another world. They know we're a random traveler, but they don't know if we're from Liyue or from Mondstadt or where we're from. So they don't know we're freaking aliens, dude. There's this Reddit post by, I think it's Hyoi Fan, sorry if I butchered that. They described 2 types of people who know that the traveler is world traveling / dimension hopping. They reference Morax and Barbados, just basically saying that the archons are definitely are aware of what's going on. I feel like we've been pretty transparent with the archons, and also I just feel like they would know. But they also mentioned vision holders who are also masters of arcane arts. Mona, Albedo, and Ningguang. I didn't realize that Ningguang knew. That's very, very interesting to me because when I was reading this, I was like, I guess Ningguang does know? So basically they're saying that people who are very, very well educated in teyvat seem to have been able to pick up on the fact that we're not from here. And they also theorize that Alice probably would know. And then they also just said that they thought that khaenriah might have had some dimension crossing and interplanetary travel technology. Very interesting. They also said that they think the non-human population of teyvat, beastmen, elves, so think like Klee, originated from different worlds. So I think, I talked about this last time we were talking with Alice being isekai into teyvat. I don't know how many levels ago that was, but I said that she could be part of an elf race because, you know, Klee has the elf ears, and that's why Klee has the elf ears, because they're from a completely different place. Or maybe in teyvat there's more people that look like that and we just haven't seen yet. I don't really know, but I think that dimension hopping, what? I think that dimension hopping is obviously it's something that can happen. I don't think the travelers are the only ones doing it. I think there's going to be other people that maybe we don't even know are doing it yet. They also said that the people that know the traveler came from another world are surprisingly nonchalant about it. That makes me think that it's not that weird for us to be from a different planet, place, whatever, because no one seems super surprised. So I don't think we're the first, and I don't think we'll be the last. So what does that mean for how the twins were treated? Were they treated that way because they were dimension hopping? Or is there more significance to the twins specifically? Or is everyone dimension hopping? I don't know what's going on. I think this is really interesting. It's not really a theory necessarily, like they're kind of just stating what's happening, but it's really interesting to look at because I think there's a lot of different conclusions that you can kind of draw from this and why it's being handled the way that it is. We're gonna go back to the Paimon theories for 1 second. Just give me 1 second, just hang on with me. Don't click away, all right? I feel like this one is like, I can see it. Okay, so you're just gonna have to bear with me. All right, we're in this together. They're referencing back to Paimon being the god of time. They reference that when you pause the game, everything stands still. Obviously, we kind of discredited that because of the grass, but they talk about the sundials of the Thousand Winds Temple specifically, and like that nameless island, and it leaves messages associated with the god of time in Barbados. So they talk about the Thousand Winds Temple and the messages associated with the god of time and Barbados. So the locations that are there are apparently said to have a connection to the god of time, and they quoted one of the messages, and this is where I thought things got really interesting. Seeds of stories brought by the wind and cultivated by time. Stories brought on the wind will bloom into legends in due time. So you're like, what the fuck does that even mean? Listen. And then it says, an ancient tale comes whist in the wind. In time it will grow and sprout again. Tell me, listen, hear me out. Whist in the wind. Paimon is fucking floating, bitch. It will grow. She's small right now and sprout again. This is kind of making me buy into the kind of theory that like Paimon's like a god that's like small and not as powerful right now, but is waiting to grow. And then the stories brought on the wind will bloom into legends in due time. Like, this would make sense if it was referring to her, dude. I know we've talked about Paimon a million times. And I know there's like a million different theories about her being a god, but this one, like this quote specifically, is the best evidence I've seen to maybe something in reference to her. It could be completely random and I could just be blowing it out of proportion and completely overanalyzing it, but I thought it was very interesting. And it kind of got me a little bit. All right, guys, that is it for episode 5 of the Genshin Impact Iceberg. We only have one level of the iceberg left to go, and then the video after that will be a wrap up. So again, make sure you leave comments down below. Let me know if you think I've missed anything, if you think the iceberg missed anything and you think stuff should be mentioned on there. Literally anything, leave a comment down below. Let's start a discussion. And then in the last video of this series, I will compile a bunch of your theories, any thoughts you guys have, and put them into that video so we can talk about them more in depth, and I'll do some research on them as well to give your point some evidence. Thank you guys again so much for watching. Like I said, make sure you join our Discord. It's linked down below so you can come hang out with us, be pals, get notified when new Genshin codes go up, get notified when we play co-op together. It's a really, really good time, and I think you'll have a lot of fun there. You can also follow me on Twitch and TikTok. I post Genshin content on TikTok all the time, and I'm live twice a week over on Twitch. And yeah, you can follow me on Twitter if you want to. And thank you guys so much for watching. Make sure you hit that like and subscribe button if you enjoyed the video, and I'll see you all next week. Bye.